I'm so sorry we had to stop the music. Had to stop the music because we're about ready to start a party over here, and we don't want to start a party because of the part. Let me not even try to do it. I was trying to remember that saying that if the party don't stop. Anyway, I don't even remember.
I don't either.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are on day number 20. It is day number 20 of this Focus Marathon, and we are so happy to be back here tonight. And we're happy that you're here joining us. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for hanging out with us on this journey. We just have a few more days to go, and it is heating up. You would think it would start to slow down, but no, the momentum is picking up. It is starting to heat up. This marathon, we're starting to get our second wind. We're starting to get our second wind. We're starting to tap into that inner strength, that inner push to make it to the finish line.
Yep, we're in the last leg of the
last
race.
last leg of the race.
Yes.
So we appreciate you coming out again to check us out. And the night is going to be a fantastic conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We're talking. You know what, Karen? Let me take a breather and give you a chance to address the people out there today. Let me be quiet. I am sipping on my new tea. Hey, look, my tea kettle came in tonight because I got into loose leaf teas.
Yeah.
And my wife brought me this nice glass kettle with the infuser in the middle of it, and I'm trying tonight chocolate flavored tea from overseas. My sister-in-law got it for me from somewhere with honey. Can I tell y'all, I am just relaxed right now. This is so good. So, Karen, let me just sit back and you go ahead and address the people while I sip on my chocolate and honey tea.
Enjoy that tea, babe, because you deserve it. So everybody,
I've been hounding you every day. Where's my tea kettle? Where's my tea?
Lord knows he has. But welcome to everybody to day 20 of our Focus Marathon. Hey, would you just say hello to us in the chat so we know you're out there? I see some folks are tuning in. I see some people are still coming in. And we just want to say we're so glad to see you today on day 20. And we have just had such a great week. This last week has been, the conversation has been so wonderful, so engaging, so many great people came on and just shared a lot of wisdom with us. I know there are things I'm still pondering and thinking about. And listen, if you did not get a chance to hear some of those previous shows, we encourage you, we invite you to go back and listen. Go to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about subscribing. Not going to tell you to do it, but if you would like to, think about it. We would love that. We would love that. And tonight, is really no different. We're going to have another great conversation. So, y'all, put your seatbelt on. Get ready. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to have
I ain't saying anything tonight. This is going to be too hot for me to jump in.
So let me just say that I think it's hard for him not to say anything. I think he might jump into it.
I got to be very careful when I jump in. I don't want to mess this one up.
But we're going to have a good conversation. So anything else you want to say before we?
Yeah, no. Just know that every night we're still going strong. Every day. Let me say every day because somebody might be overseas or somewhere else. And when I say a night, it's like, boy, it's first thing in the morning. Every day, it's a great day, and we're still coming on. I would just encourage you to, like Cameron said, hey, don't miss one. So in order for you not to miss one, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know that when something goes down, you'll be invited to it. I want you to take a moment right now and pause and look at your Rolodex. Oh, people don't have Rolodex anymore. But look at your cell phone, your computer. If you're in front of your computer screen, bring up your address book. If you have friends, colleagues that are single, they want to be here tonight. You don't want them to say, why didn't you tell me about this rich content today? So go ahead and take a moment, start texting, start emailing, say, hey, look, just come on in and join in. It's going to be a really good conversation. They don't have to be married to us. Hint, hint. They don't have to be married to us to come on in and join us for tonight.
Right.
But they want to be here tonight, especially if they're single and they're in the market. This might be a helpful conversation to broaden your prospects
Broaden your, the way you interact.
Yeah,
And
with
all of that good stuff.
oh,
You
I think
never know. You never know. I think some good nuggets are going to be dropped today. So definitely share it with somebody who this information can be helpful for.
I know they're doing it right now. Some people they went away from their TV screen or their computer screen, and they're doing it right now, and then they'll be right back to help us out. All right. Again, as we go on, I want to also say if you have questions, make sure you put a Q in the comment or the chat area. Go ahead and put a Q in front of your question so we'll know to make sure we answer that question before this episode is out. And I am done.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So tonight, today, this afternoon, again, whatever time you are tuning in, we have a wonderful speaker joining us, and her name, and I'd like to introduce you to her. If you don't know her, Ms. Kenya Ulmer. Meet her. She is a certified life coach, a forthcoming author, speaker, and teacher. She teaches women how to ditch the drama and distractions to get on the road to their destiny. According to Kenya, drama and chaos are the dirty little secrets that many want to keep hidden behind closed doors. However, she knows about these secrets firsthand, having been caught up in a whirlwind of drama in several romantic relationships as she ran from one ungodly soul tie to another. Those relationships put her on a course of destruction and despair. However, she had to understand whose she was to understand who she was. So now nothing bothers Kenya more than seeing women not understand the power they possess and knowing their worth. She resides in Washington, D.C. with her comical daughter, Sydney, who just recently graduated from the George Washington University in 2020.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a little cute fun fact about the two of them, this mother-daughter duo, they enjoy watching K-pop videos and Asian dramas. What?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So listen, we are so excited to have Kenya come and share some of the wisdom and things she's learned along in her journey. Please welcome Ms. Kenya Ulmer to the Focus Marathon.
Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Thank you.
Looking so awesome today. Looking awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out. You get it. That is so funny. That is so funny.
Kenya, welcome. Say hello to the audience. Greet them, and let's go ahead and get
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be here, and such an honor to be a part of this marathon. This Focus Marathon is nothing I love more than goals and being focused, and just getting rid of all of those distractions keeping us from being focused. So I just thank you guys. It's an honor, really. It truly is. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you, and we're looking forward to this conversation. So I guess, as we kind of start to dive into it, tell us a little bit about you as a single mom. Kind of let folks know sort of what place you're coming from on this topic.
Sure. Let's see, where do I begin? Well, a lot of single parents don't normally start off saying, I don't know anyone that wakes up one day and says, I want to be a single mom today. I want to be a single dad. But I was put in this position by myself. But I will say that I was in a relationship in college, and so we met in college. My daughter is, what is my daughter? She's like 22 now. Okay. And her dad and I met in college. That's where I start. Mm-hmm. And so we were actually engaged to be married. And that just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And we'd actually been together for probably about 8.5 years. Mm-hmm. And if anyone's watching, that's way too long.
Well, I started biting my lip. I was, eight. I was like, something.
Yeah.
Because men know.
Yeah.
We know.
We know. So maybe take away 4 of those years are forgiving because we were in school together, but it's still too long. Mm-hmm. So that didn't work out. And, he told me that he wasn't ready to get married after I had actually tried on wedding dresses, and it was just a mess. So talk about drama. I know all about it. So, we were living together at the time, another no. And so, that's when I was just like, you know what? This isn't for me. Let's just keep it moving. And so that's how I became a single mom. But then, I, tried to make it right and just get out of that relationship and just keep it moving. But, my focus was off. I was focused on, I don't want to make it sound like I was this big person that needed to be in relationships. But when I look back over my life, I was focused on romantic relationships.
Okay.
And God was in there somewhere, but he wasn't the main focus like he should have been. And so I just ended up in, as I said, and as you mentioned in the story about me, that, just from one ungodly soul tied to another. So for me, I realized that I would stay in these relationships for years and leave with nothing to show for it. Now I have my daughter, so
which is a beautiful thing to
Right,
show
right.
for. I mean, what a beautiful young lady. Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you so much.
She just I was just knocked out by her, man. She's just so classy and she's a boss lady. She's a boss lady already. So that's good.
Thank
Well,
you so much.
let me update everybody. If you did not know, this particular episode is centered around single motherhood. However, there's a twist for you guys. It's also singled around single mama with no drama. Oh my God.
Absolutely. So
this is your website.
That is my website, Single Mama with No Drama. Nobody but God could give you something like that. And so to speed up things a little bit in my story, after the relationships and everything going wrong, I decided just dump all of that drama and just go all in with God. And that's truly what happened. And I was working a really, I would say, stressful job in television. And I had said one time in the car, I said, Lord, I said, I know that you have something else for me, and this is not it. And so shortly after that, I fell and broke my ankle. It was a freak accident at my daughter's school. And so a plate and about 6 screws later, I had to get surgery. And so I have a plate in my ankle and about 6 screws. And from that, I started my business. And the first thing I did before the speaking and the coaching, I sold t-shirts every weekend. And the first, one of the first t-shirts that God dropped in my spirit was Single Mama with No Drama. So that's how that was born.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
We got a lot of questions. Go ahead, go for it. And look, I know you listening. Those that look, I know you like, start writing your questions down and put them in the chat. Put a Q in front of them because we getting ready to get in. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, okay. So you say single mama with no drama,
right?
So meaning there was drama prior to. Talk a little bit about, you don't have to go into detail, but give us some sense of type of drama. And then how did you what was the thing? Was it the breaking of the ankle or the injury that really started to move you, like gave you this epiphany that I got to make some changes? Like what was the point where you said something's got to shift from this drama that's going on in my life?
Right. Well, I was in this, at the time, this 6.5-year relationship. That's too long, audience. And so
this is not your daughter's father. This is a different. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had moved on several relationships later, and this was the person that I was in a relationship with while I was in that stressful job in television. And so I just got tired. I just reached a point of I was I was in church. I'm a believer. I'm a Christian, but then I was doing I was doing I was in a relationship with this guy, and we weren't following biblical principles. If you know what I mean. So sure. I just got tired of it all. I got tired of he was running himself. from his calling. And so that bothered me.
Okay.
And I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the
Got
church.
you.
And so I just reached a point where I had had enough. And then this business had started. So what really was the thing that really pushed me to leave was that he was not supportive with my big dream. And that was this
Okay.
business.
Okay.
And I felt that I was supportive in all of his endeavors. So this thing was my baby. And for you not to be supportive, that's what God used. And I was just like, look, I'm out.
Right. But what I hear though is that even though he was not supportive of your dreams,
Yeah,
there was this internal wrestling of a spirit in you
there was.
as you was going through, because you point out, yeah, we was doing this, but we were doing that. So even when you were kind of distant, prodigal lady, uh, God was still looking for you. He was searching you down and getting your
Oh,
attention in a sense.
absolutely. We would even go to church together, and
Hmm.
God would be speaking to me in church with
Hmm.
him,
Hmm.
speaking to him as well. Um, I can remember, being spoken to very clearly, and just I used to ask God actually, God, show me, if he's the one. That's who we
Hmm.
use, right?
Hmm.
Man, I would have these. One of the ways God speaks to me is through dreams. I would have these vivid dreams showing me all of the dirt and all of the things that, just everything that was going on. And I still stayed.
So you saw
Yeah,
the red
yeah.
flags.
She wanted it. She
Oh, yeah.
wanted what she wanted.
So in all of this, what was going on with you and your daughter? How was your daughter, what was
Hmm.
she observing? What was she seeing? And did that have any impact on your relationship with each other?
Right. So I always made sure that she was fine. I will say that, and this is something that I have seen in other relationships where the relationships took like a really unbelievably dramatic and devastating turn. In the beginning, I noticed that she did not know. In the beginning, she liked him, but then I would say a few years in, there was a little strain. And so I just want to say to audience members, please pay attention to that. Children see something that you do not see, and it's not always that they're jealous or they want your attention. They're not as biased as we are. So they could be seeing something. And
Hmm.
I remember this story where it's a very famous story, and she actually um, um, ended up disfigured, and her son did not like the guy in the beginning. So it was just really, so I think about that, and nothing like that happened in my situation, but I just want to just really empower the audience and say, hey, you may pay attention to what your kids are feeling and doing, and what they're telling you and what they're showing you. So we were good. But so she grew to love him. That's the term I would say. She grew to love him.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She was about 4 at first. At 4, you're just like, you're a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
But then 10 and a half, she grew to love him.
Okay. Okay.
Grew to love him, yeah.
You go.
I was going to say, and so I'm sorry, I'm like all in your business,
No,
but
Look, we leaning there. I'm writing down. I'm like, oh shoot, I got to come back to that one. Go ahead.
I'm very
so
transparent. Go ahead, ask me anything.
so with your daughter's father,
Right.
how were you all able to were you able to co-parent one? And if so, what was that like?
We were able to co-parent. You have to be careful when there are still like feelings involved,
Hmm.
because from my end, I was practically done. And from like another person's end, maybe they may not be. Maybe they're still holding out for some hope. So there was some friction in the beginning with me getting into a relationship. But then, I always go back and say, hey, I mean, we were engaged at one point. We may not have even been in this situation. We could, I may not have been a single mama with no drama if, we had, gotten married or whatever.
Right.
But, everything happens for a reason, and you learn and you grow. So we were able to co-parent. Sometimes it leads to some awkward situations like birthday parties and things like that. But that is when you have to be spiritually mature, because, men and women, both sides, they can say some things that, that'll really, that could spark something in you, as we say, pop off. Something could always pop off.
Right.
You won't go.
Comment, a look, anything dealing with the kids. So you have to know when to just button it up and when to just, say, you know what, it has to be all about the children.
All right, let's go back and forth, right? Because I'm like, oh my God. So for people who are listening, and don't forget, y'all put a Q in front of your questions. What protective steps? You got some a male or female, they're single parent, young kid, son, daughter. What protective measures or steps would you say based on your experience would be kind of like here's some guidelines you should follow when introducing a romantic partner in your life when you have a young child? Any guidelines or steps or precautions
Absolutely
you would share with us?
This is huge. I'm so glad you asked this question because as single parents, it can get lonely, and we yearn for companionship or attention. Besides, like the kids, that's all good and great, but sometimes we may want a little more. And so we have to make sure that we're not putting our own needs in front of our children's needs, because just because we may be ready to get into a relationship, a romantic relationship, does not mean that they are ready. I mean, even if you are engaged and ready to get married and blend your families together, there are still steps that you need to take in order to make it blend beautifully. I mean, counseling, everything you can imagine. And some people don't want to put in the work. And I think that's really sad. But in terms of if you have someone who you are looking at as a potential relationship person or whatever that you want to be in a relationship with, I would say do not introduce your children to that person, because you want to check them out first. I mean, online dating, they can be anybody, you can be anything you want to be online. You could be anything you want to be in person as well. So, you want to check this person out before you even start dating them. You want to do like a Google search. I mean, and I'm serious. It's really serious, really, really serious nowadays, because you have people who are preying on single parent families because there is no other spouse, because there is not a spouse in the home. So we want to really protect our children and listen to them and just continue to love and nurture them. So do not introduce them to the person, even if you have gone out on a couple of dates with them. What you might want to do a couple of months down the line, and we're talking a couple of months down the line, just maybe happen to be, you would talk to them before and say, hey, how would you feel about meeting mommy's friend, Kyle, or something like that? And, or you just maybe say, hey, we're going to hang out with, Kyle today or something like that. And maybe Kyle may have some children, and you just don't put a lot of emphasis on it. Just make it like it's a big old play date, and like you guys, happen to like meet at the playground at the same time. Of course, you'll tell them that they'll be there, but you want to see where their feelings are and how they're feeling about it. And depending on the age, the younger kids, they're like, whatever, I got some, some other kids to play with. They'll be great. But, you know, when you get into the kind of teenager ages, you really have to be careful and consider their feelings, no matter what ages they are, actually. Just always consider their feelings, because children, as I always say, children, they are gifts and they are precious. So we are not to just try to drag them along and just, you know, make them be in this relationship just because we want to be quote unquote happy.
Yeah. That's interesting because what you were saying earlier was talking about checking your emotions. Although you're ready to go charge full speed ahead,
Right.
there's these boundaries you got to make sure that are in check
That's right.
before you disregard your child's feelings and their emotions. And there has to be a meeting place somewhere. But you do, at one point, you get to the point where you got to say, look, I'm ready.
Right.
So, and then you move forward. And even at that, you know, it has to take time. And I guess right now, as a single parent, now you have to do what we should be doing in the first place, taking our time.
Absolutely.
You know, investigating, researching, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
And I love what you're saying about children being gifts, because to me, that means you're prioritizing them above even your own wants and desires. And not saying you're neglecting your wants and desires, but you're prioritizing, because understanding how vulnerable children are and making sure that they're protected. Because you treat a gift, you know, carefully, you wrap it, you nurture that gift to present it somewhere or to someone. And so treating children, because they are gifts, treating them with that care and that concern and that nurture is very important and paramount, is what I'm hearing you say. Prior to, you know, going head first into some type of relationship when you don't really know where it might end up.
Absolutely, because kids, you know, they wonder what happened to Kyle, mom, you know.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and they get attached, right? They can get attached.
Yeah, they can get attached. I mean, the guy that I was dating for 6.5 years, he had 3. And so we would spend Christmases together and things like that. I mean, it really was sad. I mean, I'm Facebook friends with his daughter now. So I mean, it can grow into the something really beautiful. And she has her own family now and children. But you know, you just really want to be careful. Sometimes, you know, I wondered at one point, should I just cut all these people off? But you know, it doesn't have to be that way. God can use them in your life as well, and they can enrich your life, and you can enrich their lives as well.
Yeah. So let's do this. Thanks for sharing. This is already good. We're just getting into this.
Oh,
So
good.
let's take a moment, because I always like to bring in the audience, the people that are viewing, let them know we see you. We see you. So let's go over and see if there's anything in the chat area that you want to bring up, because I think there's a couple of things out there. I see CC. I thought it was a dollar sign. I was like, oh, she's sending some money. I was like, what? But no, it's a question. So let's bring this question up. Okay, you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So how do you get past any deception and determine when it's time to co-parent? I don't really want my any interactions right now. So I'm taking that CC is maybe in a single parent, and there was some deception in the past and things like that. And she's like, "Look, I'm not really ready yet, but how do I get past that?"
Yeah, to co-parent with her child's.
Okay, so I'm getting that they are, help me understand, they were together, but she wants to break it off. Is that it?
No, I don't know. It says, how do I get past any deceptions and determine when it's time to co-parent? So I think they're separated. It seems like they're separated now, and she wants to determine when it's time to co-parent. But the problem is there's a trust issue.
Yeah.
Because there was deception in the past.
Right.
And now she's like, okay, even though I had that in the front of my mind, I know they say, you know, forgive, but you ain't forgetting what the person did to you. They're separated now.
Right.
So yeah, that just came up. They're separated. So she wants to know, is there a time frame, or is more of or can you put a time on it? Maybe it's just like it got to be right for both of you. You know?
Right. I would say it sounds as if mediation may help you, CC, because you know we have all of these feelings and emotions, and first and foremost, you want to ask yourself what is best for your child or your children. Um, this, you know, children did not ask to come into this world. And you know, and we really do put, this isn't to put anything on anybody, but we put them through a lot, and they didn't ask to be here. So it is our job to smooth everything out the best, to our ability, the best way possible that we can. And so the first thing that kind of came to me is, if you can't communicate to each other, to probably get some mediation, because mediation will help you. Mediation, counseling, there are different types of mediation. There's court appointed mediation, and then there's like mediation that a lawyer can help you with. And it's not saying that you guys are going to get divorced or anything like that, but it will be a way for you guys to learn how to communicate, because you have to do everything for your children or your child. It has to be all about the child in this case. So
let me add something to this though. I got something from VJazz has something he wanted to say, but VJazz reminded me because he did a session on grief. And one of the things that came up is like when we think of grief, we're always thinking, most people think, oh, it's when you have a loss, a death of someone. But grief is in a lot of areas. There's like this right here, you're dealing with grief.
Yeah.
And so having that conversation and maybe certain stages of grief that you have to let yourself go through, you know, and don't try to shorten that process. I think that's the thing. Right. Like people, you know what, let me hurry up and get past this.
Right.
But, you know, take your time to get through the process and don't let anybody force you to get over it real quick. I know that was enough. I know I did that. That's just get over
it. Right. And I think that's what single parents are known to do, or, you know, the strong single mother. Get into counseling somewhere, because I mean, I wish I had done that in the past, because it was grief. I mean, we were together for so long, and, you know, I'm talking about my child's father here, and then we weren't. And that was devastating to me. And sometimes I'm embarrassed, ashamed to say, she was taking in our drama. So thank God she turned out pretty well. But, you know, they are very sensitive to what you're feeling. So you want to get help for yourself as soon as you can, because they pick up on everything.
That's what Brother VJazz just said. I mean, y'all just almost said it verbatim. You know, that children are sensitive to what parents feel.
Yes.
Yeah, they shouldn't be made to feel as if they are being deceived, though.
Absolutely.
So we're talking about open, honest conversations, I believe.
Right.
Open
and so you know, just kind of along this line of conversation, talk to us a little bit about when there are, you know, feelings, and it could be good feelings, could be not so good feelings.
Right.
And in particular, I think the not so good feelings toward the child's spouse, or I'm sorry, the child's other parent.
Right.
And so talk about, you know, not, I guess, how do you keep that from your child, what you're thinking about the other parent, what you're feeling toward the other parent, so that they can make up their own mind about their parent for themselves.
I got it.
They don't take on what you know or what you've experienced.
You just like your daddy. You just like your mama. You know, look at you. And you know, you look just like them.
Exactly.
That's not going to help.
And look just like them too. Yeah. Great question. I always
took a while for it to come out, but yes, that's where we're going.
What's that?
I said it took a while for it to come out. I was trying to formulate my thoughts.
It was perfect. It was perfect. I always say that we should not do this. We should not do this. I made it a point not to do it, but I will be honest. There were times, I can count on one hand, I'm not perfect, that something slipped out. But I promise you, parents, if you do this, if you do not talk negatively about your ex to your children, they will find out. And it's not to say that, you're this perfect parent and they're not, but they will find out on their own
I've seen that.
when they get older. And sometimes there was a perfect example in my family, when a child came to their mom and they were like, "Mom, you were right. Dad, such and such and such." And it's just like, I won't say it's a gift, but it's validating. But you let them formulate their own opinions. Let them navigate through their relationship with their parent.
Right.
You don't want to skew it in any way. You just want to make sure that you are correct in what you are telling them. And sometimes that means taking up for them, and I say I'm working on a book. This is the perfect time to tell your children about Jesus and his forgiveness and how he gives us grace and mercy. Look, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But this is really, if your ex is not displaying behavior like a parent should, this is the perfect time to really I wouldn't say totally shield it from them, because they're going to know as well, especially if they're spending time over there. But it's the perfect time for you to pray with them and teach them how to pray for the other parent, and that God changes things. God, prayer works.
Right. I got something I want to add to this conversation, probably on the same line of deception and not bashing the other parent, male or female.
Right.
But I saw this with my own eyes. With one of my let me say, I saw this with my own eyes, because if I say the next phrase, they'll narrow down who it is. Right. I saw this with my own eyes, and there's this thing where they call the parachute parent. Where you know what I'm saying, where you're going through all the drama with the kids, all the schooling and the misbehaviors and stuff like that, and then you parachute in, the other parent parachutes in with the gifts and the trinkets and the toys, and they're the heroes.
Right.
And you're left being the villain, male or female. You like, mama drops in, "Oh, I got you a new pair of shoes." Dad drops in, "Oh, I got tickets to the game. Oh, you always wanted to go see this team." And then they vanish, poof.
Right.
Yep.
And the children are left like, "Well, why can't you be cool like mom or dad?" So
yeah,
I can't imagine.
That's a tough position to be in.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
So what would you what kind of advice would you, or just what would you do to encourage people that are going through that, like right now? They are going through that right now. It happens a lot.
Oh yeah, it does. The children having their bags, and on the disappointment end, children having their bags packed and the dad never comes. I remember somebody telling me that story. But yeah, the parachuting is very interesting, because it can also happen with the interest of the parent as well. Like if the parent is seeing someone and they're trying to get the child to like them, and they can like be showering them with all of these gifts as well. So I would say, okay, so let me stick to the script though.
No, you good. Go.
The parachuting, I would say that, you just have to remember, this is where that spiritual maturity comes in. You have to remember that God sees all. Now, I would say, actually, have a conversation. See if you can have a conversation with your ex and let them know how you feel. Now, if they're not listening to reason and they're just doing whatever they want to do, then that's just very unfortunate. But like I said earlier, the children will eventually see what the parent is really all about. And it's really sad, but we can't shield our children from everything.
Right, that's true.
Some things, it's so sad. I want to cry right now, though. you know, they will have to go through because of what we did, because of what we did, what we didn't do, who we didn't listen to. So unfortunately, they will have to suffer sometimes. But the wonderful thing about God is that he will turn it around and he will use it. The wonderful thing about God is that he will use everything. Everything that was meant for evil, he will turn it for good. Everything in your life that didn't go right, he will turn that thing around. And you know, maybe that child will be able to tell a story about you know, their life when they were younger, and this is the kind of parent they had, but they have to go through their own journey, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And when you got ready to go off strip, in a sense, I was like, oh, she felt that one. I think that was personal. She was getting ready to go off. Like, let me tell you what happened. But
yeah.
Well, I wanted to get to some of the stuff you wanted. You pointed earlier that children are a gift. Some of our guests in the comments that are viewing said it as well, that children are a gift. But one thing I know that came up, or that I'm starting to see come out of this conversation, is even though you may have had a split, or you know, because you could be a single parent because of a loss of someone.
Absolutely.
You know, so this is a chance for inventory, right?
Yeah.
Take inventory of your new relationships, but also know, and I'm trying to help out here, but also know that drama can be used to change you.
Absolutely.
Change you for what? The better.
For the better. For the better.
Speak on that for a second.
I am here right now because drama changed me for the better. If you were listening to the bio, I went from relationship to relationship to relationship, you know, seeking something.
Right.
Not knowing, you know, who I was. And, you know, God had to show me who I was. And he used all of that drama to create single mama with no drama.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, there's a saying, what you offer, if you have a business or whatever, even if you're teaching or whatever you're offering is what you need. And so I definitely needed what I was teaching. I went through it, had the t-shirt, you know, and everything. And so if you are able to look yourself in the mirror and not play into the victim mentality and own up to, what role did I play in this? What role did I play in this? See, we don't want to do this because it's hard. And, you know, we set expectations. And when those expectations aren't met, we're like playing the blame game. But, you know, I read a Facebook post that said, if I were able to, I shouldn't even brought it up because now I can't remember.
No, okay. What was the theme? What was the theme?
Let me try to remember it. If I were able to kick the person, you know, in the behind that was responsible for all of, you know, my mess and my drama, I wouldn't be able to sit down for months.
Right, because you were there. You were there through all of that.
Right.
You know, co-signed on it.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Co-sign. Guilty. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you, oh yeah, that's me. Co-sign on it. Guys, the 6.5-year relationship that I was in, he showed me who he was at the very beginning. You know, he took me to a Mary J. Blige concert, and he said to me, "My friend made these tickets," and I was like, "What?" I said, "What?"
Now that you're in there, oh my God!
What? I wish I could tell you that I turned around and said and told him what he could do with those tickets.
Right.
I went right on in there, had a good time.
He was like, "Great, let's go." As long as you don't get kicked out.
Right. That's what other people were saying. Weren't you afraid that someone was gonna
Right.
just ratchet? No, I wasn't. But get this, Mary J. Blige was singing her tune "No More Drama."
Ah.
I was entering into all that drama. And there, look, somebody else told me years later, there God was showing you he was counterfeit right from the beginning.
Right.
Counterfeit. Oh, that's good. That was good.
Look at Ron and say, "Oh, really?" Right? Oh, hey, okay. Hey, look. Let me ask you this. It's time to get back out and start dating now.
Yeah.
All right. So people are like, look, I'm single. I've been single for a while. I'm ready to get out into the dating game, but I keep coming up against this stigma.
Yeah.
All right. And the stigma is no, you don't want to deal with a person, male or female, that got kids now because you're going to have drama. It could be drama not only from them, but also from their baggage, but from the person that they were connected with.
Right.
Their drama.
Absolutely.
So that's a lot of stuff to deal with. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot, right? So
I felt that.
You felt that one? That was like I've been through that, right? Like, so give some cues, some tips, some demeanors. I mean, how do you, like, if you're a male or female trying to get back out in the dating scene and you know you have the gift? Remember, let's remind ourselves that children are a gift. That's number one.
Right.
So you have this gift, but you desire to have relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
You want a partner and stuff like that. And hopefully it would lead to marriage and stuff like that. So what do you do? What is I'm stumbling all over myself because I'm trying not to say this wrong, but how do you, what are some guidelines, some like stuff? Because I know there's some stereotypes out there but then if you get beyond those stereotypes, there's some beautiful people, beautiful relationship that can happen.
Yeah, they may have a great co-parenting relationship. It's just those two didn't work out. So how do you encourage somebody that it's, maybe it's time to move forward, or, and what should they first start off doing?
And add single parents to your list. You know what I'm saying? People got their list. You know what I'm saying? And they like, no, I'm not. No, consider that being an option.
Right. So
because you probably can cook.
You're saying if they are single and
they're like, look, and then that's the reverse. They're looking now and they're trying to increase their dating pool.
Right.
Hey,
absolutely.
So go ahead.
First and foremost, we don't all have drama. We may have had drama in the past, but that is why it's important to put God first. I'm going to say this because when we put God first, we know what it is that he desires for our lives. So when we put God first, we're not acting on our own thing, right? We're doing everything in order, the way that he would want it. So, delight ourselves in the Lord and he will give us the desires of our heart. Some people say, he will give us the desires of our heart. He would give it. But I want to point to that first part of that scripture, delight thyself in the Lord. What does it look like to delight in him? And so, what does that look like on a daily basis? So before we even talk about dating and getting back out there, you want to make sure that you have a relationship with God. And that would be my number one advice, making sure how he speaks to you, making sure that you are reading his word every day, doing your devotionals. And, sometimes we're not always doing this. I know I didn't. I used to pray and then that was it. I worked my way up to devotionals and then quiet time with him. We want to know, what is God trying to tell us? He has a lot to say. Maybe it's not time to start that business because you're a single mom, because you're busy with the children. Maybe it's not time to get into that relationship. So we always want to be in tune to what God has for us, the path that he has for our life. So if it happens that God is leading you now you have to be, marriage is a calling. Would you guys agree?
I agree.
Yes.
Marriage is a calling. And guess what else? Oh, that was a cute little laugh and look at each other. And so also, what also is a calling is marriage to a single parent as well.
Mm.
So you
Mhm.
just want to really be honest with yourself. Um, as you said, do I want to put up with with some baby mama drama? Do I want to put
Right.
up with some, baby daddy drama? Because there's
Mm-hmm.
that as well.
Mhm.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Especially when folk are trying to get back and all of that, and
Right.
some folks just don't want you to be happy as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Um,
Count the
so
cost.
that's right. So you
Mhm.
have to really ask yourself that, and so there are some questions that you want to ask. So I would recommend doing a premarital class, even
Okay.
if you're not engaged. So let's say we go back to the conversation that we had probably about 20 minutes ago about if you're feeling someone and they're feeling you, and then you just kind of get together with the children, or even if that person doesn't have children and you have like a play date, and just kind of ease them into family activities, and just kind of watch the interaction and see how it goes. Even if you guys are on the same page, not you want him and he's still iffy about you, or or the other way around, that you guys marriage has come up.
Mhm.
Even if you're not engaged, I would encourage you to get into some type of premarital counseling, or
I like that.
premarital
Mhm.
workshop or something.
I
And
like that.
yeah, just so you can just see, because what I've noticed and what I have experienced from doing it is that if you are engaged when you enter the program, you and
Mm.
there's some trouble, some drama that may come up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you are going to try to make it work no matter what.
You know what? You talking some truth.
Mhm.
Y'all better hear that.
Mhm.
Y'all better hear that.
Yes, you will overlook some red flags.
Uh,
You will just I remember. Okay, I'm transparent, but like I was in a premarital class at my church, and I was saying earlier, thank God it didn't work out. I was actually abandoned in the class, and that was a good thing because guess what? He wasn't for me, and
right.
Yeah.
God was just showing me how much work he really needed, how broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And but guess what I did though? I would have been wife number 3.
Ooh.
And so for me, mercy is like one of my top gifts. And so I'm thinking, oh, it's okay. Everybody deserves another chance. In this case, it would have been a third chance. And it's not to say that being wife number 3 is like so horrible, but I withheld information. So there's a point in the class where you have to bring your parents into the mix.
Mm.
I did not tell my dad that he had been married twice. And when I remember I will never forget the look on my dad's face when I told him after
Mm-hmm.
that he had been married twice already. It really kind of cut me because, we want what we want,
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we will
Mm-hmm.
withhold, and we will cover, and we
Mhm.
will gloss over, and we will
Mm.
ignore to get what we want.
That's true. That's true.
So
Wow.
that's what I would recommend, a premarital class, and all of that stuff will come out just like it started coming out, and when I was in that class. I
Mhm.
mean, just things like your credit history, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sharing, knowing their credit score, and what happens if they have children and they fall behind on their child support payments, or
Ooh,
they
that's a good question.
don't have like a job anymore. Are you
Mm.
prepared to pay that child support?
Right.
You
That's
better
a good
pay
question.
Ooh.
the spouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good
It
question.
a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. People look forward to, the honeymoon night and all that other stuff. But are you prepared to get naked in front of them emotionally as well? So that's a question that you want. Are you hiding something? Do you sense that they're hiding something?
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm.
How do they handle their money? So many questions will have you like, okay, I don't know now.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
That's good for anybody,
That's
whether
good for
they're
anybody.
children or not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's some things that just in general is just good advice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this. I saw
Mhm.
a question over there, and I said, "Ooh, let's see how we handle this one." It
Okay.
was from Dr. Mark. Let's go back over there and see what we got
Hey,
here.
Mark.
And man, oh, you got some stuff here. Oh, wait a minute. First, let's go here. I like this one. Come on, Kenya, teach the text. That was from Donald. Donald taught that one.
Hey, Donald.
And then we have this. Let's go into this question here.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Karen's like, yeah, let's do it. You do it. She's like the peanut gallery. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Mark asks, says, I've been single my whole life, soon to transition to marriage. My
Wow.
fiance is a mother of 3 adults and grandmother of 2 children. What's the formula to blending in? Our priorities differ.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay, good
Yeah.
question.
Great.
And Mark, Mark, I thought you was like still in his 20s. Mark is he look too young for anyway.
Mark, you
Grandmothers
ready
are
to
younger
be
and
grandpa?
younger.
Karen said grandmoms are younger and younger now. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
all right, so let's see if we can unpack this.
Okay, what's the form? First of all, congratulations.
Mhm.
Congratulations, Mark.
Oh, hold on. Let me get a congratulatory thing from Mark. Hold on.
I love it. We need more of those. Congrats. So, what's the formula to blending this? You know, I'm going to give you some advice from the class that I was in, and it was really good because there was a separate session for those who would be blending families together, and they recommended counseling for, I think it was probably about 6 months prior to even getting, I wouldn't say getting engaged, but 6 months before even thinking about marriage. So it's good that you're thinking about marriage, but the formula to blending in, I would say, would be counseling.
Yeah. So I know he's had some premarital counseling and stuff like
Okay.
that. One
Okay.
thing I would, if I may add to this, is that don't go in trying to be the dad. Go in being a voice of reason.
Right.
Yeah, just let them know, hey, I'm an adult that can be a voice of reason for you in time of need.
Right.
That would probably go a long way.
That's good too, because they already have, if their parent is still alive, they already have a dad. Let them know, and it depends on how old the adults are as well. But yeah, you just want to let them know that, hey, you're not a replacement, you're just an addition.
Right.
Right.
An enhancement. Yeah.
There we go. An enhancement to what they already have.
Yeah.
But there is more counseling as well, recommended as apart from the premarital counseling. If you haven't had that already. But I would say, just depending on how old the 3 adults are. And let's see.
You got anything else over there? You can go through and just run through comments. They've been hitting you up and stuff. So
okay, let's see. There was something else I wanted to say about the 3 adults. Oh yeah, you want to make sure, what are they gonna call you? Are they gonna call you Dad, or are they gonna call you Mr. Mark? Are they gonna call you Pop? You want to make sure those things are thought of in advance, to not to create any tension or any awkwardness or things of that nature. And hey, I mean, you guys want to talk about, are the 3 adults still living with you guys, or will be living with you, and how would that work if they're on their own, if somebody had to come
No, he did. No, you did. I know he didn't say this. They call him him.
What did he say?
Him.
It looked like they said they call him him.
That's him.
That's him over there, that guy. Oh my God.
He's hilarious.
Yes.
So I hope that helped, Mark. But communication.
Yeah.
All right. Look, this has been so good. This has been good.
It has. This has been really good, and I can't believe, Kenya, we're actually at the hour. I mean, this has gone by really fast.
This is crazy. So Kenya, go ahead and take your time. I know you're looking over at the side. Go ahead and take your time. Enjoy yourself.
Okay, let's see. Let's
Hey,
see.
go ahead. Enjoy yourself. I want you to enjoy
All the
yourself. Go
questions.
ahead.
Yeah, this is fun. I love this. Hello, everyone. Ava. All right, Anita. Oh, there's my auntie. She's on. She says she's proud of me. Hey, Auntie.
Oh, you need to bring that up on the screen. We like seeing the auntie proud of you. Go ahead and click on that one and bring that up. Where's auntie at? Yeah. Oh, that is so good.
It's
That's
so
so good.
awesome.
That is.
All right.
Wow.
I think we've answered all of the questions. I guess the only other thing is do you guys have any other questions?
No, you know what? LOL from Tanya. We're good. This was just so
Okay.
smooth.
Yeah.
So, you know what? This was your style was smooth delivery. You know, you have experience in TV and things of that nature. So,
Oh.
just good. You made us feel. I felt open to ask questions. That's what you
Yeah.
did. I was like, ooh, let me ask about that. And I was writing that down as we go. Because we normally don't have prepared questions. It's just, we're just having a conversation with a cup of tea.
Okay.
That's it. Maybe we should start something like that. Tea time or something. It was a conversation that's very, just relaxed.
Right.
Starbucks table, just talking.
Yes.
About a particular subject. So, but no, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did great. Yes.
I pray that they go ahead.
No. I was gonna say before you
don't go nowhere.
Don't go anywhere. But before, so our channel is called Taking the Next Step.
Yes.
So
we gotta do
for
that.
single parents, or even if you want to say something specific to single mothers,
Yes.
what's the next step? What should they be focused on kind of going forward? What would you like to leave with single parents?
I would like to tell them that something that I've learned, something that someone told me once. Someone needs what you have to offer, and they're just waiting for you to show up. So what I mean by that is that there is something that you're supposed to be doing. There is a purpose in life for you. There's a calling that that nobody else, even as a single parent, I didn't even want to say even as a single parent, because sometimes we get caught up in thinking that we can't be used. That is a lie. There's a lie. That is a lie. You and your family, single parents and their families, are being used every day, and you are no different. So God has a calling on your single parent family, and He wants to use you to bless others as well. So find out what it is that God has called you to do. That thing that nobody else can do just like you. It's when you're in your own lane, it's your sweet spot. It's something that when you do what you do, there is no competition.
I love it.
You do it. You do it the way you do it, the way He has uniquely designed you to do it. And every one of us has a gift like that. Some of us, has more than one. That's talking about spiritual gifts. When we come into the kingdom, we get at least one spiritual gift. And purpose is along the same lines with finding out what your calling is. It's the spiritual gifts that really equip us to do God's work. So that's what I would with the single parents and everybody on this call. And some of the questions that I ask my clients are when I'm doing this work, what did you want to be when you were a kid? And is there something that gave you a unusual sense of purpose? It could be an event or something that happened and you felt an unusual sense of purpose. What would you do for free? That's usually it right there. What would you do for free? So there are many more questions, and it's my joy to teach.
So let me ask you this. Somebody wants to get a session with you and just maybe just sit and talk, work things out. Sometimes when you just talk it out,
Absolutely.
It works out. When you just talk it out, it works out. You
Absolutely.
get to know who you are.
Mhm.
Where can they do that at? Is it
Sure.
singlemamawithnodrama.com? Is that where they should go?
Absolutely. Let me put that link in there. You can
Oh, shucks.
get a a 30-minute free discovery session with me. And it's a session where we talk about goals and the goals that you have. And we're talking about focus here. So, we want to stay focused. And then the threats and the challenges
Mhm.
that are, the challenges that are threatening those goals as well.
All right.
So I'm going to put that link
Go
in.
ahead. While you're typing that in, go ahead and concentrate on that. I'll just talk to the people that are looking and listening. If you are enjoying this type of information, we just happen to be on a focus marathon. We have
20
been going,
days.
it's
20.
20 days. We're going to 26.
Mhm.
You do not want to miss tomorrow. You do not want to miss tomorrow. So to make sure you get the notification that tomorrow's show is started, click the subscribe button.
Mhm.
And even the bell notification so you'll know that you got it when we're getting started. So do that. Go ahead and, matter of fact, go ahead and do that right now. And so, okay, I like that link. I'm gonna go ahead and take that link and put it in the banners.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna
Because
put that in put it in the banners, then it can come up, or I'll put it in the chat, in not the private chat, but the regular chat. Let me see if I can
oh,
copy.
awesome. Because I
Yeah,
couldn't figure out.
yeah, just put it in the regular chat,
How
like you
do I put it in the regular chat?
or comments. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, great. And I want to answer a question. It is not for single mothers only. It's for all women. I coach women, so you are more than welcome to sign up for the discovery session, even if you're not a single mom.
Wonderful. So the link is now in the chat. So if you want to sign up with Kenya for a discovery session, please make sure you click that or copy and paste that chat in so you can sign up to have that discovery session with her.
Yeah, yeah. When I was looking at your website, I said, "Man, do I need to talk to her?" I was like, "What?" I think I need a session. I need to get my head straight. Oh my goodness.
I love it. Oh, I just wanted to give a shout out to Tanya.
Where we at, Tanya? Which Tanya? Tanya Rollins?
Yes.
All right, let's do that.
Hey,
It's
Tanya.
good. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. Y'all are
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Miss Rollins, she's special. Keep hanging in there. But Kenya, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would you be coming back for one of our shows down the road?
Absolutely.
If we had you with another micro, won't be another 26-night marathon.
No.
This thing right here, we didn't think this out all the way. We just said, let's just do it. This right here is something.
He couldn't show you everything. You did the right thing.
We did. We
He
did.
can't show us everything. That's what he does.
But we know we won't do it again.
He talked. Hey, he said, "Oh, you want to do it? Okay."
The divine setup. That's what that
People are
was.
going to be blessed, but y'all going to learn something along the way. And we have learned a lot, and I may end up. I'm thinking about doing a session called Push Play,
Ooh.
and it's everything we've learned about live streaming over 26 nights. I haven't really put it together yet. It's just surfacing in my head. But maybe tomorrow I'll have a little bit more. I'll talk about it tomorrow, maybe, and then Wednesday, and then on Friday I'll have it all together on the next step. Because I know I've had people ask me, how are they doing? What are they doing? How do they bring everything together? And so I said, maybe we'll give it to them. I will not be giving that away, by the way. No, I will not be giving that away.
Right.
I done gave y'all. Look, we giving y'all 26 nights for free.
That's right.
That right there, the behind the scenes. That will not be a freebie, y'all. So y'all stop. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit. So.
No help for him. Mm-mm. No help for him.
Oh, Mark said no. Oh man, this has been so fun. Look, I gotta let people go. We gotta get out of here because we'll just keep going on and on and on. We'll start up a whole new conversation, and we don't want to do that. We want to respect your time. And we want you to come back. That's why we want you to also come back.
I'm here for the long haul.
Well, definitely come back tomorrow. Huh?
26 more hours, did I hear you say?
Yes. Yeah.
Not exactly, but we'll see you tomorrow evening. Yes,
Okay.
Tomorrow.
8
So,
p.m. Eastern
so
time.
Sunday is going to be off the chain. Monday is going to be off the chain.
Yes.
Tuesday is
Tuesday.
going to be off the chain. Wednesday is going to be off the chain. Thursday is
Thursday.
going to be off the chain. And Friday we out of
the
here.
last night. Y'all don't miss it.
Don't miss a
Subscribe,
night.
hit that notification bell, especially if you've been getting value, and share it with somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. All right.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you,
Hey,
Kenya.
Kenya, don't go nowhere. But the rest of y'all have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.
Good
Take care now.
night.
Fun.
All right.